Weeknd stars in his first major movie, and is this the final destination movie? We welcome back movie critic Travis Hopson for his take on this week's new releases.
Can we have this be like the final Weeknd movie and like more Final Destination movies?
The reviews were brutal. Was it deserving?
Oh, it's very deserving. This is an awful movie.
How bad was it?
It was a tough slog for me, man. The Weeknd is his first major role. He's played himself in a couple of things before. This is his first major movie. Story made by him, and you can tell because it's basically a movie that glorifies his own creative genius. That's like the entire point of the movie, other than to sell albums. He plays a version of himself. It's already pretentious. And he's basically distraught over a breakup. So he's like losing his voice and all this kind of stuff. He meets a perfect woman played by Jenna Ortega, who's just as lost and confused as him, and they have a great night together, only for it to turn toxic the next day. It's a movie that basically exists so that Abel, the Weeknd Tesfaye, can play his own music and talk about how great his own lyrics are. Because that seems to be the solution to every huge problem in the movie, is just to listen to more of the Weeknd. You know, that just seems to be the thing. It's a really bad movie. It's poorly acted. He's a bad actor. It's poorly directed. The whole thing is bad.
All right, so don't quit your day job as a musician. But what does it say?
Hurry up and avoid it.
What does it say if you fail at playing yourself?
I imagine playing yourself.
That must hurt.
Look, I imagine playing yourself in a movie or TV show is actually pretty hard.
Okay.
Because you have a certain kind of view of yourself that other people might not. I imagine that's pretty tough. So I don't blame him for that. He's just not a good actor, period.
Okay, so did you like the music? Is the soundtrack good?
The music's fine. And if you like The Weeknd, you'll like the music. I mean, they play the same 3 songs over and over again, basically.
Okay.
But
so you're not running back to see this one again?
I'm running away from the movie, maybe.
I read one reviewer said it was a lifeless performance.
Look, the movie, the filmmaker zooms in on their faces so much just because all the characters ever do is really cry. That's all they do is cry. So you get to just watch them like well up with tears over and over again in the movie. It's really, really awful.
Okay, awful. All right, let's talk about something that maybe will make you laugh. Friendship, that was a comedy. Did you like this one? Friendship
is a comedy, but it is a cringe comedy. It's Paul Rudd and Tim Robinson. Imagine like a darker, more twisted version of I Love You Man, another Paul Rudd friendship classic from back in 2010. And it's about a lonely husband who befriends the cool neighbor next door, played by Paul Rudd. Who wouldn't want to be friends with Paul Rudd and do whatever you have to do to kind of be friends with him and fit in? Well, the guy kind of goes overboard and things get cringy and awkward, and that's what the movie's about. It is a movie that revels in that space where you're kind of uncomfortable at every decision he makes, but it's also really hilarious to watch him embarrass himself along the way. This movie's probably going to be a cult classic for a lot of people. I think the comedy bits in the beginning are better than the psychological stuff towards the end.
Okay, and quickly, Final Destination.
If you love the Final Destination movies and how brutal and funny they are, then you're going to like this one. Okay. This one encompasses many decades, and it's the final performance of the great Tony Todd, who played Candyman, and was in all of these movies. This one does not reinvent the wheel. If you love the Final Destination films, this one just does what works really, really well. It's good to see this franchise back.
All right, one that he likes. We'll be right back.